it, and both like to play with some tempo as well. Wide across from Coonan, and Kentucky wins the tip to Taylor Murray. Murray's one assist away from breaking into the top 10 at Kentucky, so we'll watch out for the guard in this opening quarter. Morris cutting back to the basket. Watts deflected the shot.
Well, Paris Keys will make sure Morris does not get any clean looks at the basket.
Coonan sets up for three on the first offensive possession for North Carolina.
Server notice. Coonan deep. A little trap action from North Carolina.
8 threes yesterday for North Carolina. Kentucky hit 9. And Macy Morris answers right on cue for the Wildcats.
That's the problem. If you're going to trap in that three-quarter court pressure, that ball gets reversed. Open three. You got to get to Macy Morris.
Pereski sent it out high to Shayla Bennett. North Carolina is in the powder blue, Kentucky in white. Watts step back three. Bailey racing to a rebound and fouled underneath. Held on to by Mason Morris. The officials, Barb Smith, Tara Cruz, and Safe Esho.
Well, one of the keys is Kentucky's got to hold their own on the backboards. They cannot let Janelle Bailey rebound. Bailey just a swim move, out hustles the white jerseys to get to the basketball.
Bailey gets some free throws out of this. Said Bailey was trying to go back up after it gained the basketball. Bailey had a slow start yesterday. USF figured out how to slow down Bailey for a little while, and then finally in the second half, Janelle kind of broke out for North Carolina.
You can't stop Janelle Bailey. You hope to contain her. Too relentless on the glass.
Howard out of the corner for three for Kentucky. Good start from beyond the arc for the Wildcats.
It's raining threes.
But Paris Key the other way. It spun on the rim, wouldn't fall. That's where North Carolina can flip the tempo on you. The Tar Heels want to run. Another three for Kentucky, this time off the mark, off the hand of Murray.
Yeah, those long threes, if you miss them, it's like an outlet pass.
Bennett dumps it off to Bailey in the lane.
I really like Shayla Bennett. Tough.
Moore's trying for her second three-pointer, and Watts had the rebound.
Moore shot at 47% last year. Looks like she's got the hot hand.
And Howard recovering with the block shot and saved it on the end line.
Ryan Howard did not give up on the play. Excellent block.
Murray missing the bucket. Did already move into the top 10 in assists at Kentucky. Cherry picking the other way, Stephanie Watts.
Never crossed half court. Easy basket for the Tar Heels.
We might see that a couple times this game with both these teams getting up and down.
This could be a fast-paced game.
Tatiana Wyatt feeling better today. Went up and was able to kick it off to McKinney. Coonan deflects a second pass, and Murray scrambles to it. Morris for three. Macy Morris, her second three-pointer.
Morris struggled to shoot in the first game.
And both like to play with some tempo as well. Wide across from Coonan, and Kentucky wins the tip to Taylor Murray. Murray's one assist away from breaking into the top 10 at Kentucky, so we'll watch out for the guard in this opening quarter. Morris cutting back to the basket. Watts deflected the shot.
Well, Paris Keys will make sure Morris does not get any clean looks at the basket.
Coonan sets up for three on the first offensive possession for North Carolina.
Server notice. Coonan deep. A little trap action from North Carolina.
8 threes yesterday for North Carolina. Kentucky hit 9. And Macy Morris answers right on cue for the Wildcats.
That's the problem. If you're going to trap in that three-quarter court pressure, that ball gets reversed. Open three. You got to get to Macy Morris.
Pereski sent it out high to Shayla Bennett. North Carolina is in the powder blue, Kentucky in white. Watts step back three. Bailey racing to a rebound and fouled underneath. Held on to by Mason Morris. The officials, Barb Smith, Tara Cruz, and Safe Esho.
Well, one of the keys is Kentucky's got to hold their own on the backboards. They cannot let Janelle Bailey rebound. Bailey just a swim move, out hustles the white jerseys to get to the basketball.
Bailey gets some free throws out of this. Said Bailey was trying to go back up after it gained the basketball. Bailey had a slow start yesterday. USF figured out how to slow down Bailey for a little while, and then finally in the second half, Janelle kind of broke out for North Carolina.
You can't stop Janelle Bailey. You hope to contain her. Too relentless on the glass.
Howard out of the corner for three for Kentucky. Good start from beyond the arc for the Wildcats.
It's raining threes.
But Paris Key the other way. It spun on the rim, wouldn't fall. That's where North Carolina can flip the tempo on you. The Tar Heels want to run. Another three for Kentucky, this time off the mark, off the hand of Murray.
Yeah, those long threes, if you miss them, it's like an outlet pass.
Bennett dumps it off to Bailey in the lane.
I really like Shayla Bennett. Tough.
Morris tried for her second three-pointer, and Watts had the rebound.
Morris shot at 47% last year. Looks like she got the hot hand.
And Howard recovering with the block shot and saved it on the end line.
Ryan Howard did not give up on the play. Excellent block.
Murray missing the bucket. Did already move into the top 10 in assists at Kentucky. Cherry picking the other way, Stephanie Watts.
Never crossed half court. Easy basket for the Tar Heels.
We might see that a couple times this game with both these teams getting up and down.
This could be a fast-paced game.
Tatiana Wyatt feeling better today. Went up and was able to kick it off to McKinney. Coonan deflects a second pass, and Murray scrambles to it. Morris for three. Macy Morris, her second three-pointer.
Morris struggled to shoot in the first game. And you can see the pressure right now. I got one on the ball. And I'm going to try and trap this.
The head key in the corner for a moment. Coonan lobbing it far side to Bennett. Bennett just able to save it.
North Carolina's a difficult team to press because they have so much speed. Key, Bennett can really fly.
Blair Green was on the backside to take it away. Paris Key returns the favor for North Carolina. Key into the corner. Watts is all alone. Bad miss for Stephanie Watts. Unusual. And Coonan threw it off the backside of the basket. Turnover back to Kentucky.
Watts was on fire. Yes, they hit in 4 triples. She's coming off that knee injury. It took a little while to get back in the groove. But she was on fire in their win yesterday.
Yeah, Watts in the 2 seasons prior to her knee injury, 14.7 and 16.8 points per game as a freshman and sophomore. Murray a long 2 that catches long iron. Green grabs an offensive rebound. Angled in the lane to put it back, and Shayla Bennett emerges underneath for North Carolina before getting wrapped up by Blair Green.
Bailey got pulled out defensively at the 3-point line to guard a ball screen. So the scrum was with the guards inside, trying to get that rebound.
Ended up at a jump ball possession with the Tar Heels. Gives Kentucky a chance to set up the press. Watts gets around in the pass and now is off to the races with Bailey.
Dropping the dime. Great speed. North Carolina, I would be surprised to see Kentucky shorten their press, back this off a little bit. They get by the first trap, the Tar Heels are off to the races.
Janelle Bailey is doing a great job getting in position to be on the receiving end from these guards, and travel by Kentucky. Second Wildcat turnover.
North Carolina forcing the turnover. That's Kentucky's game. Here they come with the pressure again. We've got all 10 players up here in the quarter court. Key has got great speed, along with Watts.
Coonan's first look was trying to lob it deep.
Yeah, I believe they're going to bait this press and bring all their players up, and North Carolina will send somebody for the deep route, the deep post.
Try for the home run, yeah. And Bailey held on to trying to turn around with the basketball. Janelle Bailey already has 6 points for North Carolina. Mostly because she's done a great job of getting down when the Tar Heels have been breaking the press and working alongside the guards to space it and get easy lay-ins.
Janelle Bailey has great hands, so she can catch it on the run. Her players teammates have great confidence in her.
Saw that play set up yesterday for Stephanie Watts, and North Carolina dials it up again for another 3.
Well, short preparation. Kentucky doesn't have time to prepare for those out-of-bounds plays. That's simply the inbounder steps back into the corner. It's very effective against zones. Janelle Bailey draws so much attention, just kicks it back out. Watts, who shot an air ball earlier, rings the bell.
Ogechi Anya Galibo for Kentucky's in as well, who missed yesterday with the ankle injury. Stephanie Watts called for a block on the edge. Watts first.
Roper trying to swat Watts' hands away, and Watts just kept the aggressive defense. But she got in foul trouble yesterday. 2 fouls in the first quarter for Stephanie Watts. She's got to be careful.
But then exploded for a giant second quarter scoring outburst.
Sylvia Hatchell, great confidence in her player. Redshirt junior brought her back in and let her play with 2 fouls. Good move, North Carolina. Big win.
Kentucky set up that time right away in the 1-2-2. Watts was open after the big pass from Bennett.
North Carolina returned the favor. That pressure, throw it cross court. You cannot get to the three-point shooter in time.
If the guards like Coonan and Bennett are going to be able to toss the basketball cross floor like that, it could be troublesome for the Kentucky press. Janelle Bailey, the foul.
We saw Macy Morris knock one in against North Carolina's half-court trap, and then this was almost the exact same move with Watts scoring for the Tar Heels.
Stephanie Watts, like yesterday, off to a great start in the first half. 8 points for the redshirt junior out of Wesley Chapel. Blair Green for Kentucky, a chance for her first points. Back in the season opener, tied for the 7th most points for a Kentucky player in their debut, and she scored 13.
Coach Matthew Mitchell rotating players in and out. That's part of his pressure system. He's going to go deep into his bench, try to wear into you. I love his guards. He's got some tough characters out there. And Taylor Murray, Roper, Amanda Pascal.
And they got a lot of work yesterday in the rotation. Green making both free throws and sub for Kiki McKinney. So now Jada Roper, Tatiana Wyatt on the floor along with Taylor Murray as well for the Wildcats and Ryan Howard.
It's man-to-man pressure.
Taylor Coonan dropping to Janelle Bailey. Bailey spinning around on the block and was held on to by Jada Roper.
Again, the great hands by Bailey. Her teammates know they get anywhere in her area, she's going to snag that ball.
It seemed like Bailey was turning around with the basketball before the foul, and yeah, that's what they'll say now. Bailey was setting up trying to get some free throws.
She's at the line. She wanted a couple free throws. She's wanted some free ones.
And she shot it well there at the line. This whole North Carolina team has. Paris Key, preseason all-conference selection, missed the 3.
Kentucky has to be careful about fouling, especially under pressure away from the hoop.
Kiki McKinney stepping it out. Coonan has the glass for North Carolina. 8 Tar Heel rebounds to 4 for the Kentucky Wildcats. And Shayla Bennett rolls it left side of the iron and down.
The North Carolina guards have been too good at handling the basketball start of this game.
They've been far more in rhythm, and Key up the floor to Bennett. Another run out for the Tar Heels. Bennett lost the handle. A shot fake flips to Watts, who steps into three-point range.
She backed up to find three-point range. Backpedaled.
Last touch by Ryan Howard. Matthew Mitchell didn't like the call, and Macy Morris comes back for Kentucky.
He wants to travel. on Shayla Bennett when she got her own rebound.
When she was trying to regather under the basket.
I thought Bennett was going to dish that off to Watts on that 2-on-1.
I believe Safe Esho gave a warning to Matthew Mitchell as well. Talked to both of the other officials, and Mitchell immediately took a seat. Watts turned the corner quickly, tried to send it off glass with the right hand.
Watts forcing the action here in this game. She needs to let it come to her a bit.
Ryan Howard trying to dip underneath with a left hand. It's tipped around, stays in the possession of Howard. Watts trying to get to it, and a foul comes. No, they're going to say a jump ball. The officials disagreed, and the fans do not like it for either side, both Kentucky and North Carolina. So it was going to be a Kentucky foul.
Triggered in.
Ryan Howard into the basket to the corner. Taylor Murray runs, floats it. Another tie-up underneath, this time the arrow going towards the Tar Heels.
Murray's short on a few of those shots. Taylor Murray.
Eight-point lead for North Carolina early on. 10-2 Tar Heel run over the last 4 minutes. And Kentucky struggled from the floor, one of its last 10. It's the North Carolina defense that's been a bit tougher than Kentucky's signature style in the first quarter. Destiny Walker, the handoff for Taylor Coonan.
Shot clock.
5 to shoot. Bennett across floor again. How did she find Walker? Wow.
Great skip pass to Destiny Walker. Now Destiny Walker's coming back from injury. She's got a little time in the previous 2 games. Has not shot it well. Great confidence on that pull.
Ryan Howard pulls the trigger on a 3 the other way. It just feels like Kentucky's rushing a bit.
Well, they're not getting easy baskets from their press. They're in their half court. Don't look like they're very comfortable. Now this is a shot clock situation. The clock in the head of Shayla Bennett. She comes over that ball screen and just rifles that pass to the corner. Destiny Walker ripples the net.
That was tough for Bennett. I mean, we were sitting in an angle looking across that play, and I couldn't see the player far side. I don't know how Shayla Bennett did.
Well, it's a set play because you know that weak side's going to empty defensively. They're going to rotate up, especially because of Janelle Bailey, who's going to roll.
So North Carolina has Kentucky doubled up. It has been all Tar Heels here in the last 5 minutes in St. Thomas, a 13-2 run.
They've only forced North Carolina to 2 turnovers.
Jocelyn Jones lobbed to Bailey, put it down. Barreled in, Coonan gets it back on the baseline. 2-point jumper. Bailey trying to get to it and called for her second foul.
Hey, Matthew Mitchell, they want to average a point per turnover. And they've been very close to that in this tournament. 20 turnovers, 20 points. They were able to do that. But not tonight. They're having some difficulty speeding up this North Carolina team.
Just forcing their 3rd turnover. They need a 3 on this possession to draw back even on that mark. Amanda Pascal controlling the ball for Kentucky. Blair Green. Trying to get to Morrison in the corner. Bounces to the lane. Howard looking for an offensive rebound and pushed.
Howard just blew in from that baseline. That is 1-2 rebound. Kentucky forced UCLA into 19 turnovers. And they got 19 points off those turnovers. And they went against South Florida in that huge win that opened a lot of eyes. 85-63 win on the first day here. They forced South Florida to 20 turnovers.
Jalen Murray picked up the first foul, and it was the 5th, so Ryan Howard free throws. Freshman from Cleveland, Tennessee, who's 13 of 20 at the line this year. 5 points now for Howard.
Howard had 20 yesterday.
Lob to the far side. Walker tried to catch it and dribble. One official down low, I think, was ready to signal a foul, and a travel came from the backside of the play. Look at the right call with Walker trying to run kind of into the basketball and catch it like a basket. A tip.
Tar Heels with some own pressure of their own.
And it stayed in the hands of Jones. Walker underneath. Jones trying to cover, and it's tipped out of play. And North Carolina has been active early, making life difficult for Kentucky.
They're long. Their team speed has to be a concern to Matthew Mitchell.
Watson towards Coonan. Howard takes it away. Howard's got numbers 4-on-1, but takes it herself to finish off the steal and score.
Team speed by Kentucky.
Again, North Carolina scrambles into the front court. Watts, the quick crossover move back to the baseline. Bat around underneath. Watts threw it back up. And took some contact. Free throws for Stephanie Watts.
Watts being extremely aggressive in this game. Well, we talked about the pressure. Turn it over, turn it into points. Ryan Howard, excellent anticipation. He shifts into high gear and slides one off the window. Kentucky needs more points going downhill.
Watts, like yesterday's second quarter, a double-figure scoring first quarter this afternoon for North Carolina. 10 points and a 9-point Tar Heel lead.
Heels in a zone.
And Ryan Howard was left open off that zone. 10 points for Howard to match Watts.
She had 20 in their win over UCLA. You got to find Ryan Howard in that zone.
It was a big bucket. Kentucky needs a defensive stop now. It's off the knee of Watts and over and back.
There's the pressure. It comes in spurts. Trevor, not all at once. Stephanie Watts going to lose that argument.
Yeah, North Carolina didn't think so, but that was definitely right in front of us. It was off the knee of Watts into the backcourt.
And we saw Ryan Howard get a score, turned into 2 points, and now another turnover. Kentucky has to inbound, see if they can score in the half-court offense.
It's the second separating shot in game clock. Morris already had a pair of threes in the quarter, and will have a chance at free throws as Jocelyn Jones picks up her first foul.
Morris, an excellent free throw shooter.
12 of 14 this year. As mentioned so far today, 6 shots from the floor, 3 from beyond the arc, and the only 2 she made were the 3-pointers early. Could have an 8-point first quarter. All SEC second teamer, already in the top 20 in Kentucky Wildcat scoring history.
Macy Morris knows where they hung the hoop. 17 points yesterday and also had 7 rebounds. The guards for Kentucky have to get active on the glass.
Watts likes that behind the back dribble to break the press. Kentucky brings up some help on one of those. Sometimes the ball's a little wide out of the reach of Watts, and a hand check up high against Ryan Howard to send Shayla Bennett to the free throw line.
Now that's a foul you need to avoid. The ball screen is 30 feet from the basket. I'm surprised that this didn't slide below the screen, but they stayed entrapped, and Howard puts the hands on, puts Bennett at the line.
6 seconds remaining in the first quarter. After Kentucky cut it to 4, Bennett the opportunity to stretch it back out, but missed the first. Sylvia Hatchell has Paris Key awaiting to check in at the table. 3 points now for Bennett. 23-31 at the free throw line this year. You see Key returning. Final 6 seconds for Kentucky. Murray throws it to Howard quick. Howard gets a 3 off in time and buries it to wrap up our year and in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
She likes this team. And they've grown through this tournament. They've watched them improve every game. They've kind of accepted roles, got some big-time scores, and Key, Watts, Bennett has played well.
After all the success for North Carolina, which had an 11-point lead with 1:41 to go in the first quarter, nearly a chance for Kentucky on that last Morris 3 to take a lead. Wildcats will have a second chance on the opening possession here, quarter number 2.
Well, it's been the Ryan Howard show for Kentucky. She's got 13 points. She's knocked in 3 triples, including that one at the buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter.
Paris Key found Kiki McKinney back underneath. Amanda Pasco to throw it in for Kentucky. Ryan Howard, Kiki McKinney, Macy Morris, and Taylor Murray.
There's a matchup. Key on Howard.
Got to slow Howard down. 13 first quarter points. Travel on the perimeter by Amanda Pasco. The 5 on the floor for North Carolina: Stephanie Watts, Janelle Bailey with Shayla Bennett, Paris Key, and Taylor Coonan.
We're going to keep a big eye on rebounds because Kentucky has to be able to hold their own on the boards. They're getting blasted right now at 16 rebounds for North Carolina, just 8 for the Wildcats. They got to send all 5 white jerseys in there to rebound this basketball.
Howard knocked away from Coonan. Pascal one-on-one against Key. Stepped it to the right side. Howard follows it up, pulls it out, and then swim move back underneath. Has to keep the line for a third opportunity, but Bennett jumps the pass. Bennett took it up against Morris and dropped it in for 2.
Bennett taking out the do-it-yourself kit. Gets the steal. Comes full court and then is able to slither one into the basket. That was a difficult move.
And Paris Key and Janelle Bailey are the National Player of the Year watch list on this North Carolina team. But it's been Bennett and Watts running the show for the Tar Heels so far. Key hasn't scored yet. Dishes it over to Watts, who is wide open. And Stephanie Watts has 13 to match Ryan Howard.
Watts has such a pretty release. Volume scorer, Stephanie Watts.
Big time game of runs throughout our first 12 minutes. Kentucky had a big one to close the first quarter, down 2. But it's been North Carolina 5-0 to start the second, 5 to shoot for Morris. Coonan scrambles to it, throws it out to Key. Boy, North Carolina gets the offensive possessions going quick. Taylor Murray read the pass underneath, intended for Bailey. Murray stops free throw line. Big jumper for the guard.
Murray likes that move. Rhythm dribble to the free throw line, pulls up before the defender can come out and contest. Smart play by Taylor Murray.
Pokes out a second steal, and as many possessions turn another opportunity for Kentucky.
Taylor Murray excels in the open court.
As a team, 1 for their last 6, but Ryan Howard is at 3 of her last 4. Taylor Murray now taking matters into her own hands on the last 2 possessions. Watts bursts the other direction.
Now Kentucky, they didn't get a turnover in that press, but they sped up North Carolina. That's as good as a turnover. Watts with a quick shot.
Paris Key robbing Ryan Howard. Takes Howard the other way, misses the lay-in. Key goes back and gets it, misses the second try, and Howard pushed on the rebound by Janelle Bailey. Her 3rd personal foul.
And Key just can't believe that she's missed not only that run out, but then the rebound.
Doesn't happen much to the preseason All-ACC guard. North Carolina has some big trouble now for Janelle Bailey with 3 fouls. Probably not going to see Bailey the rest of the half.
It might help Kentucky even up this backboard because they are getting drilled on the rebounds.
It's been Taylor Coonan doing the big time work for North Carolina. She has 6. She's guarding Ryan Howard, and a hand check up high on the handoff. It goes against Coonan, her first person.
This is going to be a game of flows, ebbs and flows and runs, and that's what Matthew Mitchell understands. When you press, it comes in spurts. You just got to stay with it and believe in your system.
And you want to talk about a player that Kentucky can't afford to have go to the bench. It's Ryan Howard who's inbounding the ball right now. 7 rebounds, 13 points. Over half the team's rebounds at the start.
And we'll see how Janelle Bailey's loss affects this North Carolina team.
Tatiana Wyatt able to drive on the baseline.
Wyatt fighting off an injury. She looks very mobile today.
Kentucky forces a step on the far sideline by Coonan.
Pressure starting to mount.
This has been a fun first half, Kevin. It's had runs to either side, moments where North Carolina's grabbed the momentum, then Kentucky's come surging back. We'll see Ryan Howard get a little breather before the media timeout.
These 3 guards that Matthew Mitchell brings in and out, Jada Roper, Amanda Pascal, Taylor Murray, they just eat into you mentally. They're like little water bugs.
And Murray, a long 2, was wide right and down to North Carolina.
Now he's got all 3 of those guards in the lineup right now for Kentucky. Matthew Mitchell does. 3 small point guards.
And like we've said, can afford that with Janelle Bailey on the bench for North Carolina.
Yeah, really going to try and step up the pressure.
Watts dribbling against Roper. Couple crossovers, lost her dribble. Murray takes it with a head of steam down floor, and Shayla Bennett ripped it free.
Watts is trying to do too much. She's trying to take this team on herself. She's missed a shot earlier against the pressure. That time just got her pocket picked.
Does have the team leading at 13 points for North Carolina. Amanda Pascal under the basket, defended by the lanky Jalen Murray. Pascal lobs it up high. Jocelyn Jones fouls Macy Morris.
Watts with those 13 points in 13 minutes, but he also has 3 turnovers. Normally she's very secure at handling the basketball, but Kentucky is making Watts play faster than she wants to. There's a saying, you have to be quick.
On the ground, taken away by Green after Jones had a steal. It's gotten a little sloppy now, and Kentucky's going to slow it down.
Be quick, but don't go too fast.
And a hand check up high against Jalen Murray.
Roper, nice job of selling that foul. Watts trying to explain to the official that she wasn't really fouled.
North Carolina has put Kentucky into the bonus. Jada Roper with the 2 shots after Murray's second personal.
Kentucky with a slow start. It looked like North Carolina just too much speed and strength early in this game. And Kentucky a little slow. We've got an early tip-off. But they just keep the pressure on. It's relentless.
And Roper can even the score after missing that first free throw, and does come back to make the second. So after our first almost 15 minutes, we're right back where we started. Watts crosses and drives, kicks to Bennett for 3. There's Stephanie Watts giving it up to Shayla Bennett.
I saw the defender coming. Great feel for the game. She's so aggressive, and she can get by her defender, but the second defender is going to run at Watts. She has to know when to shoot it and when to dish. Good decision.
Pascal to Green. Swims back to the lane. Right-handed runner not there, and Coonan able to help push it out towards Jalen Murray. Coonan's had quite a start with the 6 rebounds, and Stephanie Watts comes down the other end and drains another triple. 16 points for Watts.
She was spectacular in that first half yesterday and again today.
4 3-pointers yesterday has equaled that in the first half of today's game.
And she's locked up Macy Murray at the defensive end.
Down low, Tatiana Wyatt able to get some air under the jumper. Quick whistle as North Carolina tries to jump in to get the steal. Excuse me, as Kentucky tries to jump in to get the steal. And Blair Green called for her first.
North Carolina, she's hard to find if you're going to press because she has such great speed. They're going to let her handle the basketball now and break this pressure one-on-one.
Watts around the screen from Coonan. And Coonan's had an active first half as well, especially on the glass. The guard was 7 rebounds in 16 minutes of work. Bennett had to get around double high pressure. Drove it against Howard. Tough shot. Jones fouled. Trying to put it back up on the back end.
I like the move by Sylvia Hatchell to let Watts bring the ball up the floor because she doesn't have one of those little point guards on her. Less pressure, and she is a ball handling guard in her own right.
Foul's called against Ryan Howard, second personal.
Take some pressure off of Shayla Bennett. Kiki McKinney was guarding Watts full court.
Taylor Murray returns for Kentucky. Jones splitting the trip at the line. Down the home stretch in the first half, 5-point North Carolina lead. Kentucky was able to tie it at 30 in the second half. Led once early on. 6 to shoot for Roper.
It was the Stephanie Watts show.
3 to shoot for Roper. Roper off the elbow, but charged in and shoved Jocelyn Jones to the floor.
Jones has been really good for North Carolina. Does all the little things that helps you win. Draw the charge. She got on the floor yesterday numerous times to get loose balls for the Tar Heels. Again, we got Watts going to bring up the ball herself and break the pressure.
Stephanie Watts nearly lost footing again. Watts already was 16, a step back 3. My goodness, Stephanie Watts.
In fuego. She's on fire.
I'll say she's recovered from that injury, Kevin. The knee injury that kept her out a year ago.
Well, you can tell the confidence. At the offensive end, poor decision there.
Came around the corner and hit Jada Roper. Second personal for Watts, but already in a better spot than a day ago when she had to play in foul trouble in the first half, kept from getting a third. So Watts has been in this situation before, and I don't think North Carolina is going to blink an eye at keeping her in for the final 3 minutes.
Well, you can't afford. You got Bailey on the bench with 3.
And so maybe for that reason you consider sitting Watts, just because if you had 2 or 3, that would be very detrimental.
That would be tough to overcome.
Murray trying to control it but lost it out of bounds. For now, Sylvia Hatchell said.
Well, Sylvia Hatchell did the same thing yesterday. Watts got those 2 fouls and she pulled her out for a little bit, brought her back in, and she played error-free the rest of the second quarter and scored.
Yeah, both fouls were picked up in the first quarter yesterday, and then it was, like you said, an error-free second quarter. That was when Watts scored a majority of those giant 14 first-half points.
There's just a quick turnover and basket by Kentucky.
Bennett got pushed coming the other direction by Kiki McKinney and by Macy Morris. See if they got it on McKinney or Morris. It was Macy Morris for the second personal. Roper, Howard, Morris, each with 2 for Kentucky. 2 shots for Shayla Bennett, who already has 8 points.
It's been a physical, aggressive game. Much different style than we've seen Purdue play or St. John's, where they want to set their half court, changing up defenses, keep you guessing. This is Kentucky. We're going to come out at you, crawling your shorts, and North Carolina saying, we're going to go right by you if you try to do that to us. It's been quite a while that we've seen North Carolina set up a half-court offense. It's all been going off the pressure, quick shots, using their team speed against Kentucky.
And Shayla Bennett gets the breather for Destiny Walker.
13 turnovers for North Carolina. Kentucky just sneaky. They're sneaky with those turnovers.
Shot fake, Pascal. Shot altered by Watts. McKinney underneath, trying to clean up some loose change. Now Murray gets a third opportunity for the Wildcats.
Now we said North Carolina could get on the offensive glass. Now we're seeing Kentucky flex their muscles on the boards.
Murray has all 8 of her points in the second half. How about a third steal in quarter number 2? Took it away from Watts. Goes the other way. Long iron. Pulled down by McKinney. Back to Wyatt. A third opportunity again for Kentucky. Murray's had a couple big offensive rebounds down in the lane.
It's the 10th offensive rebound for the Wildcats.
Murray blows past into the corner. Roper an open 3. And Coonan grabs an 8th rebound and then tapped out of play by Taylor Murray.
Both these teams are fun to watch. Kentucky fearless with their pressure defense. North Carolina not going to back down one bit.
Taylor Coonan, I think, has a scratch on the right arm. Needs some tending to from the athletic training staff.
Trying to talk her way back that court. This is nothing.
She's trying to plead her case that it was just a mark.
Need a little super glue.
Coonan will take a short seat. Paris Key returns for North Carolina.
Paris Key has been quiet. There's another player that can explode for points for the Tar Heels. And another forward that can handle the ball to break pressure.
Key hasn't scored yet. Tried to change it there, and Taylor Murray trying to rip the basketball out, called for the foul. Free throws for Paris Key. Chance for the first points of the day at the line. First teamer all ACC last year, is on the Wooden and Naismith Award watch list.
Big-time soccer player. Both teams have been very good from the charity stripe.
Paris has some work to do. Has played 46 of her last 49 games in double figures. Only 2 points in the first half.
Carolina 9 for 11 from the line. Kentucky 9 of 10.
And Ryan Howard, who was such a factor for Kentucky in the first quarter, no points in quarter number 2. With a pair of fouls heading towards the break. Roper stops at the free throw line and pulls the trigger. Tatiana Wyatt hit it out of bounds. 1 minute left in the first half. 6-point Tar Heel lead.
Well, again, Key breaking the pressure.
A very steady dribble nonetheless. A hold against Kentucky off the ball and free throws coming. Kiki McKinney, her second. Wildcats have McKinney, Morris, Howard, and Roper, each with 2 fouls. The first of the free throws for Jones. Off the mark. Split a trip earlier in this quarter. Jocelyn Jones comes from quite a family. Her mom was on the 1992 Olympic high jump team in Madrid. Her dad, a former captain of the 1990 Colorado football team that won a national championship.
Impressive.
It was in her genes. Play some college athletics.
Oh, yes. Doing it well.
Tipped by Key into the hands of Murray and back to Key across the timeline.
Kentucky trying to get Wyatt on the ISO inside. quick hands by Carolina.
If UNC's patient, it can basically have the final shot of the first half. That's what Paris Key's working towards on the dribble. A ways out from the basket and got bumped by Roper. That's a third foul on Jada Roper.
And again, not a smart foul. She's 30 feet from the basket. We're trying to run it down to a shot clock play and put her in the line and give her a couple of free throws. But remember last time at the end of the first quarter, Kentucky throws it up court, gets that 3 ball.
Don't know if they want to trade the 2 for 3, and there's no Ryan Howard on the floor who hit that shot before the end of the quarter.
I was going to say, the coach put Ryan Howard in the game. Put her in the game for this possession.
Howard's had a lengthy break for Kentucky on the bench. I thought was just going to get a quick breather back before the media timeout here in the second quarter and hasn't returned since.
Yeah, it only has 1 foul, no issue there.
Only a few seconds left here for Murray. Murray blows to the end line. Missed the lay-in. It's loose on the floor. McKinney's putback not in time.
She has so much team speed. She likes playing downhill. She's using different players to break the press. They've all been successful. And she brings back Janelle Bailey in half court. She said, we're going into Bailey. Get her some touches. Kentucky opening with a zone.
Well, we'll see if North Carolina gets a touch for Janelle Bailey at the start of the second half. Watts instead, a 3. Well, that'll do 2.
Yeah, why take a 2 inside where you're going to drill a 3 from downtown
Watts,
Charlotte Alaman?
The scoring leader with 22, Stephanie Watts. The baseline driving bucket for Taylor Murray.
Oh, gutsy Murray. She answers. She has an answer every time.
Well, there's the touch for Bailey, but it was overshot off the window.
How about Bailey's ability to run the floor?
That was
great pass by Watts, although she didn't convert.
Yeah, running on the floor was a huge deal early on in the game. That's how Bailey got her first 6.
This will shore up North Carolina's defense, getting Bailey back in.
Key able to pull the rebound as the guard for the Tar Heels and stops for 3. Taylor Coonan. How about Coonan up to 9 rebounds?
I just think North Carolina has too much team speed on the perimeter for Kentucky to have success pressing.
Bailey under the basket.
Extra pass.
Key, the shot contested. Coonan, nearly a 10th rebound. Save it for a moment, and then on the end line.
Big lift from Coonan on this glass for the Tar Heels. 24-18 was a rebound advantage at halftime for North Carolina. North Carolina turned over 14 times. That's a lot. But they've also got some easy baskets. They're shooting 46% against this pressure.
Taylor Coonan did have an 11 rebound game against Kent State earlier this year. Missed by Howard, who we saw out for about the final 6 minutes of the first half. Stepping into the loose ball for 2, Taylor Murray.
Murray's big lifter to start the second half. And there's another one of those turnovers. Bennett leaving her feet. Not sure where she's going to throw it. Ends up in the second row.
Matthew Mitchell wants his side to take advantage of some of these turnovers on the offensive end. Points off turnovers, 15 for Kentucky, 13 for North Carolina.
And North Carolina's got their fair share of points. This is what we knew that Kentucky was going to try and do.
Well, and their fair share of turnovers that they've fallen into. 3 missed by Howard, follows her own miss, and able to go lay it in for 2.
You made a great point in the first half, Trevor. Howard was on the court when North Carolina made that big run. She was on the bench, when she made that big run.
The drive by Key. Chance for the 3-point play, the strong take for Paris Key.
Key's first field goal of the game. Explosive player. You got Watts out there, can ring him up. Key can slice and dice. Inside, Bailey. Coonan's doing her work on the glass. I like this North Carolina team.
Yeah, the last time that North Carolina beat Kentucky, they're 5-0 against Kentucky all time. The last time was in the 2011 NCAA tournament, and I would not be shocked to see North Carolina when March comes around in the big dance.
Well, if they can win this, I know we're talking way early here, but they're going to move in the top 25.
One team that's here at the Paradise Jam that's going to be falling out, USF, who came in ranked 17th. Out on the inline, Tatiana Wyatt tried to turn it for a bucket. But early season, you kind of never know, and then you get into a tournament like this where you play 3 quick games and things become much clearer for coaches.
Find out a lot about your team, their skill level, where their weaknesses are, and their strengths. And you find a couple of players that step up off the bench and earn more playing time.
Well, getting to see a bunch of different styles is a major positive as well.
We saw North Carolina score easily on their OB unders. You don't have much time to scout. Is the quick turnaround.
These 3 rattles off, and Bailey trying to get a putback, but was fouled.
And Bailey gets on that weak side block, inside position. The ball just skips off the top of the rim. You're not going to move her out.
The second Wildcat to 3 fouls, Tatiana Wyatt. Jada Roper also has 3, and then you have 3 with 2 in Kiki McKinney, Macy Morris, and Ryan Howard. So North Carolina has Kentucky on the cusp with some pretty major foul trouble.
When I mentioned to Sylvia Hatchell about her team being able to play downhill so well with numbers against the press, she just smiled and she said, we'll get better at it.
The season is young. Only the 7th game.
She likes what she sees. And Trevor, you make a great point. I don't know if they've seen a team that tried to press this much before. And they've responded really well, North Carolina has.
Ryan Howard, an answer 3. Kentucky would really like to get Howard going again at 13 first quarter points before none in the second quarter, now up to 18.
Well, she has responded for the Wildcats.
Here's more touches for Janelle Bailey as promised, and it rimmed out. Murray up the floor. Had McKinney behind it, go to the half-court offense for the Wildcats.
Kentucky's got some speed here, but North Carolina has been able to get their defense back and set on missed shots.
Taylor Coonan reached in, second personal. Went over 500 points in her career yesterday, has the 9 rebounds today. Ryan Howard, 18 points, 8 rebounds on the Kentucky side. We see Amanda Pasco coming back in for Tatiana Wyatt.
Pasco, the spark plug. Get that big knee brace, doesn't bother her one bit.
Straightaway 3 for Morris. That was a deep 3 rattled out. Howard gets to the rebound. Number 9 for Ryan Howard.
Howard's been spectacular. Got guard skills.
Pascal left some room by Coonan, who can close out quickly. Morris baseline against Key. It was off the leg of Bailey over to Howard. 6 to shoot. Step back long 2. Paris Key has the rebound.
Excellent defensive stand by North Carolina. They defended everything Kentucky tried to do.
There's Bailey getting down the floor once again in transition for the Tar Heels.
Runs the middle lane. Great hands. She'll catch anything within that area code.
Easy to see why she was a 5-star recruit, McDonald's All-American.
Great demeanor and court presence. Things don't go right, doesn't bother Janelle Bailey. She keeps on playing. And her communication, you can see her in the back row talking to her teammates.
After it was poked away by Bennett, she goes up to Watts, who's able to lay it in with the right hand. And how about Janelle Bennett with some of the passing?
He's in that tough position where he wants to press, but he knows that North Carolina has tremendous team speed that could get burnt by his own press. I've been in that dilemma. It's a tough decision to make because you don't want to abandon what your identity is.
Macy Morris just left his circle. Could have helped. Bennett trying to pull it out underneath and does.
It helps if you score the basket. You can set your press up.
Watts got back to straight away and forced that shot.
Never got a feet set.
Of the immediate timeout in St. Thomas. Shooter.
Plus, she's brought the ball up against the press herself. This is a complete player Stephanie Watts, fun to watch. Big time scorer. She's giving Kentucky some headaches over there on the bench.
Amanda Pascal couldn't make the three, and Coonan into double figures, 10 rebounds for the guard.
It's nice when your guard can get double figure rebounds.
Nice when your post can get inside position like that.
Well, Sylvia Hatchell told me at halftime they were going to get Bailey some touches, and they certainly have.
She wasn't lying. 6 first quarter points for Bailey. No points in the second quarter for Bailey, and 6 here in the third. Morris drives the lane, left it short on the run. Bennett collects it along the end line.
Well, Morris had some good looks. Left the three short and left that runner short.
Taylor Murray trying to cut off Stephanie Watts, picks up her second personal.
I wonder if the fact that Kentucky had such a short bench yesterday, they had to work so hard for that win.
Overtime game.
Over UCLA, went overtime. They don't have the same zip in their step today than we saw yesterday.
Here's a steal by Howard.
She's got some zip.
Coonan trying to recover. Howard able to, for the second time today, steal and score.
How about the way she lifted the ball out of Coonan's reach and finished that? Big time play. That's a forward guard skills.
20 points for the freshman.
They're going to get sick of seeing her in the SEC, Ryan Howard.
It's going to be one of those players who people in a couple years are saying feels like he's played there for 8 years. North Carolina taking a timeout after the high pressure, who's not on the floor right now, but on the run, they just don't make a lot of mistakes.
And Coonan can handle it too. This is a hard team to press. Now Kentucky's got the 3 little guards in.
5 to shoot. Bennett, the Euro step, caught some rim. Watts uses the shot fake. Dumps to Bailey, who kept it high, and a little bit of a rush shot for Janelle Bailey.
This is the Kentucky small ball team.
Howard, the spin in reverse. Coonan deflected it, and Bailey down off her left leg. They were saying basketball in North Carolina. Bailey wanted a foul, and Bailey was able to get it off the leg of Tatiana Wyatt.
Got Roper, Pascal, Murray in for the press.
It's thrown right to the middle of the floor to Pascal. Jada Roper had some big threes yesterday in the overtime win against UCLA.
Now this team is better at pressure, but not quite as good in their half-court offense because of the lack of size.
And Pascal trying to get around a handoff. There's a bump out there on the perimeter by Destiny Walker. It's interesting when Coonan defends on the perimeter as well, the guard, because she can really sag off with the length that she has to close out.
She uses it well. Very good with those long arms. She knows exactly how much space to give.
Nice inbounds underneath. Finish for Taylor Murray. Chance for a three-point play.
This is the Mighty Mites team now in for Kentucky. The 3 midgets. They are tough as old shoe leather. $2 steak.
Murray is 5'6", Pascal 5'7", and the third, Jada Roper, also 5'6".
What Matthew Mitchell's doing is giving up size for energy and speed. Now Murray comes out. Brings in Morris for a little more size defensively.
Bennett, there's that speed with the dribble.
And she can go.
Roper tries to save it, goes flying into the beach zone, getting helped up there as Morris collides with Bennett. And a foul against Shayla Bennett. Second personal for Bennett.
You see that great speed from North Carolina, but that's just what Kentucky wants. She got going too fast. Should have stopped about a dribble earlier. Got herself into trouble. Kentucky, pressing teams, you have to understand, they don't always steal the press at the top. Their philosophy is we're going to make you play faster than you want. We'll get some turnovers at the end of the press, and we're going to shorten your shot clock. Big possession here. Kentucky's got it down to 8.
All of a sudden, you hit a three or something. Howard's capable of that.
They got the matchup they want.
5 to shoot. Howard in between the wickets of Wyatt.
I was going to call it the bowling ball pass, but you used the wickets. That was a costly turnover for the Wildcats. They had this thing right where they wanted, climbing back in to put a little more pressure.
Well, North Carolina unable to get the sideline inbounds, and Paris Key upset with Taylor Coonan on that inbounds pass.
Turnover starting to mount for the Tar Heels. But there haven't been very many live ball. What's helped North Carolina is they've been dead ball turnovers where they can set their defense. So very few runouts.
That's a crazy thing. Is, Kentucky's gotten the turnovers and wanted 20 of them from North Carolina in 3 quarters. Roper underneath to Wyatt, got pushed.
You know what Matthew Mitchell wants to do? He wants to average a point per turnover, and you can get that if they're live ball turnovers. Little screen and roll action, quick dive to the basket. Coonan on a bit of a push, but Wyatt at the free throw line.
Wyatt's first free throw, too long.
She needs to make this so they can set the press. North Carolina has not got a shot off in quite some time here, Trevor.
For UNC, scoreless in 2.5 minutes, a 5-0 Kentucky run. Wyatt misses them both. Big missed opportunity. Could have been a 2-possession game with a minute to go in the third quarter.
It allows North Carolina to run a half-court offense, get Bailey a touch.
Coonan trying to feed it down low. Wyatt taps it away. Here's Howard. Howard doesn't have numbers. Sees that and sends it up hot.
More energy out of Kentucky in this third period.
You know what? They went to that smaller guard lineup that worked yesterday.
They may have recovered from the hangover, that overtime win.
Pasco spinning down low, only 5 to shoot with the ball still loose, and Bailey able to find Key. Key up the floor to Jones. Howard chasing Jones, one more pass to Watson, bobbled it out of bounds. Jones trying to argue that she got pushed into the baseline basket.
Well, this is again the pressure because Jones on the run out. She knows there's a body coming. Was not a bad pass. Stephanie Wyatt had her hands up.
It just
went off her noggin.
Right back out of bounds, and that gives Kentucky one more chance to cut this to 2 possessions before we go to the fourth quarter.
See if we get something out of their half court. You know, I'm going to get it to number 10, Ryan Howard.
Beat the buzzer in the first quarter, Howard. 5 seconds left now. Murray takes it herself, off glass. 2 to 3 quarters.
In the third quarter, 17 points. Sprinkle in 6 dimes for number 24. We're going to put the ball back in her hands.
Only 1 turnover as well. Very, very efficient day.
Started slow, then caught fire.
Ryan Howard turned the edge and was fouled. Janelle Bailey, her 4th.
ATO by Matthew Mitchell. Come on, the timeout. Let's get the ball in the hands of my best player, Ryan Howard. She's only rang up 20 points there. 10 rebounds, double-double for number 10.
It had basically a 6-minute rest at the end of the first half.
The Frosh is carrying the Wildcats on this comeback.
3 of 3 at the line today now.
22 turnovers for North Carolina, 24 points for Kentucky off those turnovers. That's their formula, 1 point per turnover, and that certainly amped up in the third quarter. Kentucky smelling some blood in the water.
Trim the deficit from 13 to 4. Stephanie Watts a step back 3 and another big shot from Watts.
Unbelievable. That gal has ice water in her veins.
Macy Morris trying to answer and does for Kentucky.
What you can do, I can do a little bit better. It's a shootout at UVI.
Right back to a 4-point game. Paris Key bumped by Kiki McKinney. Third personal for McKinney. 17 combined three-pointers on 33 tries. Both these teams shooting very well. 10 for North Carolina, 7 for Kentucky.
Trevor, they've been deep threes. They're not like they're toeing the line. They're backing up.
Yeah, I mean, Stephanie Watts is heat-seeking for distance.
She's shooting a couple from the concession stand, the beat zone.
Gets it from 15 feet and then lets it go. Stepping back behind the arc. Key has 7 after the split opportunity at the line.
Give it to Ryan Howard again. Same play.
Kentucky a chance to get it to a single possession.
Oh.
Howard can do it with a three-point play.
Kevin McHale. He's loving this one. This is classic up and under. Then the step through. Show it, then take it away. Ryan Howard just teasing North Carolina.
Even though she missed the rebound, Murray got the board, but Paris Key punched it away. 3-point game. 5 minutes ago, North Carolina was up by 13. That's evaporated for the Tar Heels. Watts against Morris, and Morris got a hand in her third. I have a feeling, Kevin, that we're in for a good finish down the stretch here.
Kentucky's not going to go down easy. Roper.
Inbounds pass right into Key. Key's been a bit off today, only 7 points. Howard's got a ton of Tar Heels behind and able to find some help up high with Taylor Murray.
Girl with the ball has not been quiet.
17 for Murray, a season high.
Same play again.
Howard has it poked by Key, but got it back. Steps back for 3 in the tie. Kuhn in the rebound, tried to throw it up high, and Murray goes and gets it. Another steal for Murray. Into the corner to Jada Roper, and we're tied.
Who said North Carolina had too much speed for Kentucky to press?
I think you did.
I'm going to own it.
Back to even. Key again can't cap a shot. Paris Key's 1 of 10 from the floor. Chance for Kentucky to take its first lead since the 8:17 mark of the opening quarter.
We didn't see the real Kentucky in the first quarter. They were running, slogging in mud and galoshes. They took them off at halftime.
5 to shoot.
Revved up the RPMs.
Morris barreling into the lane and was fouled by Paris Key.
A look of concern and doubt on the Tar Heel girls. Coach sees it. Coach Haskell wants a timeout. She needs a talk of number 10, Ryan Howard. And you've got to be really secure with the basketball because these little mighty mites that I talked about, Roper and Murray, are going to come at you from all different angles.
12 points now for Morris, the senior, a three-pointer in this quarter. Puts Kentucky in front for the first time since the 8:14 mark of the opening quarter.
Janelle Bailey out. You got to get, if you're North Carolina, you got to take this thing inside. You got to get yourself to the free throw line. This is all the pace that Kentucky wants right now. North Carolina not executing.
Bailey's out. She has 4 fouls. McKinney poked it free to Jada Roper, and Roper misses the layup. A foul against Taylor Murray on the rebound.
And Roper in disbelief. Easy layup. Great steal. Watch this steal now. They are a trap at halftime. We get our camera works get this. Here it is. This is great. Ball screen, stay in trap, pop it out.
Got to make that lay.
Got to put up on the square, get it in. Tar Heels dodged a huge one right there.
That hurts. This has been an 18-4 run for Kentucky.
They're going to trap it again.
It's over the outstretched hands of Murray. Ryan Howard the other way.
Bennett just threw that one away.
Macy Morris can shoot that and triggers the three for a 4-point lead.
That's what you call the double mistake there. Bennett throws it away and then doesn't recover to the shooter. 5-point swing for the Wildcats.
Kentucky, no stranger, came back to force overtime against UCLA yesterday, won it in overtime. Paris Key, who started 1 for 10, gets a big-time bucket.
She's been quiet. The entire North Carolina offense has been quiet. As bad as North Carolina has played, they're only down a penny.
They might be up a penny here in a moment. Key on the takeaway and the lay-in.
A little pressure and turnover of their own by the Tar Heels.
Turnover number 14 for Kentucky. 25 committed by North Carolina, but still in front. Taylor Murray drives. Got fouled by the other Murray, Jalen Murray, and a three-point play opportunity for the senior from Maryland, Taylor Murray.
Is she tough? Oh, I love this girl. Relentless.
I mean, we've seen defensively Taylor Murray changing this game with 6 steals, but no slouch on the offensive end either. 8 assists, now 19 points, a chance for 20. Is kind of flirting with a triple-double at the rate that we've seen her be able to collect steals today.
Pitball.
Especially if this gets frantic late, watch out for that for Taylor Murray.
And she plays with the same facial expression, just calm, cool, collected.
Paris Key stepped it back, it rolled around. Would have been a third straight make for Key.
Murray got lucky there because she went behind the screen instead of over it. Gave Key an open look that dipped down, popped back out.
Halfway through the fourth quarter, Kentucky hadn't led in either the second or the third quarters.
Murray just plays with his ball screens. Refuses it, kicks it.
Over to Morris in the corner. Underneath, Ryan Howard fighting for it with Taylor Coonan. The foul's going to go against Coonan. Fourth personal on Taylor Coonan. There's 3 Tar Heels with 4. Jalen Murray, Janelle Bailey, and now Taylor Coonan. There's Bailey, who's re-entered for North Carolina.
They've sat her too long.
Had to sit a bit in this fourth quarter with that 4th foul, but
yeah. Tough decision by coach because the second chance opportunities, the pounding the glass by a smaller Kentucky team, they need Bailey in there, but how long do you sit her? Coach Hatchell's seen enough.
Kentucky had a chance to get to a 2-possession lead. Would have to settle for a chance at a 3-point lead.
She's going to roll the dice with her sophomore Bailey.
Ryan Howard has 25. Stephanie Watts leads all game scores with 27, but has been quiet of late for North Carolina. Paris Key taking matters into her own hands. Work the foul, will have free throws.
Key got away with a little bit of a shove here with her right forearm.
And Jada Roper throwing the arms up.
Watch this drive. Right there.
Roper's kind of saying, what else am I supposed to do?
That was good defense, and she's having the conversation with the official right now.
That was the 4th personal on Roper.
Yeah, that should have been a push-off. You cannot gain any advantage with your forearm as an offensive player. Roper's got to take a seat.
I doubt they'll leave Roper on the bench for long.
The official might have thought she was selling that call, but still, Key made some separation with that shove.
2-point game. Kentucky in front. Already an overtime win yesterday. Both of these teams won by a single possession in their games a day ago to get here 2-0 today. A chance to win the Island Tournament. That's what's on the line here in St. Thomas.
Now the zone protects Janelle Bailey, playing with 4 fouls.
5 left to shoot for Morris. Murray, jab step in 3. Watch the rebound to earn North Carolina a chance to tie or take the lead.
What I love about Taylor Murray, she missed that shot, no change of expression, got back and got her defensive stance. Gonna get the next one.
Key with 7 to shoot. Paris Key taking over for the Tar Heels. Found Coonan underneath, and we're tied.
Oh, somebody, Kentucky got caught watching the paint dry. Coonan with a back cut to the basket.
It's all you can hope for in a game that's going to send some hardware either to Lexington or Chapel Hill. Teeters towards Lexington on the 3 from Macy Morris.
Macy Morris start off hot, disappeared, and she is back.
Kentucky in 5 tries hasn't beaten North Carolina. These two schools only separated by a state.
Watts has been quiet, can't get touches.
Key trying to answer, had it stripped free to stay with North Carolina. There's a shot clock reset, and Matthew Mitchell's pointing to that now. They do put it back at 8 to shoot.
Watts has not got quality touches during this Kentucky run.
But we know can get hot quick. They like the inbounds going right back to Watts. Key steps back for 3. Ryan Howard the rebound for Kentucky. Howard's 12th with 25 points and a double-double.
That freshman, Howard, has been outstanding.
Former Tennessee Gatorade Player of the Year.
Well, I can see why. There's a better player out there from Tennessee than her. I want to meet that woman.
Taylor Murray drives and scoops. 22 for Murray. Watts trying to race forward. Murray forces a 7th steal.
Murray refuses to let her team lose.
Watch out, 7 steals for Murray, 9 assists, 22 points.
Bad body language, North Carolina.
5-point Kentucky lead, a 5-0 run. Taylor Murray tried to make it 7-0, grabbed her own rebound. There's the double-double. Or excuse me, that's rebound number 6.
Let's reboot it too. Smart enough to bring it back out. Work the clock.
Murray bounces it, the pretty feeder to Wyatt. Timeout.
Taylor Murray has done everything in this 4th quarter except bring us a couple pops and some popcorn. Taylor Murray, and she's shutting down Paris Key.
Yeah, Key's only shot it at 3 for 14 today. Another miss on the drive for North Carolina. Kentucky, the clock their friend now.
Bailey had a straight line drive, or Bennett couldn't convert. You're not going to take the ball from this gal.
Murray gets fouled. Free throws coming. Bonus time for Kentucky. Bennett looking back at the bench, and boy, the expression's changed since half for Sylvia Hatchell. It was all smiles at the break. Loved the tempo. Kentucky flipped this in the final couple minutes of the 3rd quarter.
Great point. I talked to both coaches at halftime. Matthew Mitchell going off, and he was concerned his team wasn't playing well. They had no energy. Their defense just was not in sync. And then when I talked to Coach Hatchell, she was so excited about the way her team played in the first half.
Second miss by Murray.
You know, the foul problems by Bailey, a big factor for North Carolina.
North Carolina's got to go. Murray pokes out a 7th steal.
She's incredible. Incredible.
Taylor Murray was preseason All-SEC defensive pick. Broke into the top 10 in assists at Kentucky today. Only needed 1, got 10. Has supplied 7 steals, 6 rebounds, 23 points. And all the talk of this game was of Stephanie Watts. But Taylor Murray stole the show down the stretch.
Ryan Howard kept them close early. And then Coach went to those 3 mighty mites, Roper, Pascal, Murray. And this game changed. He rolled the dice and went super small and quick. And we didn't go to the offensive end for North Carolina for a long stretch.
Well,
and Murray this is one of the most unbelievable performances I've ever witnessed in a fourth quarter by anyone.
6 points in this quarter. I mean, it's been the steals, the assists, everything else that Murray's done that's been so wild. Watts can't hit the three.
Well, Watts disappeared in this fourth quarter because of the defense of Kentucky.
Bailey on the baseline jumper. That's off the mark. Tatiana Wyatt gets to it and fouled by Bailey. And Janelle Bailey now joins Taylor Coonan, who fouled out a possession ago. It looks like the championship in the Island Tournament, the 2018 Paradise Jam, is going to go to Kentucky. And boy, what a gutsy performance by the Wildcats here in St. Thomas. An overtime win yesterday, a 13-point deficit late third quarter today. This is a tournament to be very proud of if you're the Wildcats.
Well, they started off, everyone want to talk about South Florida.
Yeah.
And Kentucky put a knot on their head in that first game, 85-63, and we thought, oh, South Florida's banged up and hurt. But it was Kentucky. And then they just gutted it out against UCLA to get that win.
11-point lead for the Wildcats. Bennett knows North Carolina needs some threes down the stretch. There's one. And a quick timeout.
Up on the glass and beat on the rebounds. Couldn't stop North Carolina's fast break in the first half. Great half-court adjustments by Matthew Mitchell.
Destiny Walker bumped Amanda Pascal. So we'll march it down to the other end for Kentucky free throws. Yeah, we talk about Taylor Murray. Ryan Howard, 25 points, 12 rebounds, a double-double. Macy Morris kind of slid under the radar. The senior with 5 3-pointers in this game. 18 points. Those have been big as well.
Now hit him early. Hit a big one in the comeback. Hit another one to Kentucky to keep the lead.
Pascal bounces it home for 3 points now. The redshirt junior from Brooklyn. Keeps it going at the line in the fourth quarter, 4 of 4. Clock really against North Carolina. Half a minute left. Walker goes up to Watts. This is taking far too long for the Tar Heels. Watts got into a spot for a three. Missed the shot. Jones the rebound. Only 20 seconds now. Key had to rise up. Broke down Pascal. Missed the three. Morris has the rebound. And Kentucky will dribble it out in St. Thomas. Their second championship in the Island Division at the Paradise Jam. In 2014 first, and again here in 2008.